Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Conley, members of the committee. It's very good to be here today to talk about GAO's high-risk area, which focuses on fraud, waste, abuse, mismanagement, but also on broad-based transformation that's needed for a number of our programs to achieve greater efficiency and effectiveness in government. There's been some good progress since our last update. As has been mentioned, we've saved over $760 billion over time through implementation of recommendations that have been acted on by the Congress and the administration on the high-risk areas. Today, I want to focus on a couple of things. One, we're adding one new area this year, and that's improving the delivery of disaster assistance. Storms are becoming more frequent and intense. In the last 10 years, the federal government's appropriated $500 billion for disaster assistance. FEMA is stretched way too thin. They're managing right now over 600 disasters. Some of them go back 20 years. The system is fragmented. There are over 30 different federal agencies involved in delivering assistance. There's confusion, overlapping regulations. We need reform in that area, and that's why we're highlighting it. There's also opportunities to better manage the cost of the federal government. As has been mentioned by the chair and ranking member, improper payments remains a very intractable problem. The last 6 years, there's been over $150 billion every year in improper payments. That's not even the complete number. There are a number of programs aren't even reporting. There's $600 billion net tax gap between the amount the taxes owed and taxes collected by the IRS. Voluntary compliance is hovering around 82, 85%. We can do better in that area to make sure the government's getting its fair share of revenue. There are many major acquisitions across the government, including DoD weapon systems. They're on the high list. The Department of Energy contracting for nuclear development and cleanup of our weapons complex. These contracts are consistently overrun, over budget, and delays occur and don't deliver on the promises. Information technology remains a government-wide problem. It's designated a government-wide list, acquisitions and operations. The government spends over $100 billion a year. Most of that goes to maintain existing legacy systems and not to new technology. So the government's not harnessing the power. FAA's, just to give a couple examples, FAA has 138 air traffic control systems. 31% of those systems are not sustainable by FAA's own amounts. There's not enough spare parts. There's not enough money. There's not enough plans. And their plans to develop many of these systems aren't intended to resolve the problem for 10 or 13 years. We've got the VA electronic healthcare system. They're on their fourth try. They've spent over $12 billion already. We've only deployed the system to 4 medical centers, another 5 in the next year, but there's 160 more to go. So these are issues. Cybersecurity, I designated that a high-risk area across federal government in 1997, added critical infrastructure protection 2003. It is still a problem. It's grown in intensity, and the government's not acting at a pace commensurate with the evolving grave threat, not just to the federal government's information systems, but the critical infrastructure protection, the electricity grid, water systems, our telecommunications network, all across the 16 critical infrastructure sections of the United States. There are many other areas on the list that deal with public health and safety, oversight of medical products. We've got drug shortages. We've got not enough inspections of drug manufacturers, food safety. The Bureau of Prisons is in significant disrepair and understaffed. And I can go into many of these areas during the discussion. But the main message here is that action and heightened attention on these issues can save billions of dollars, improve public health and safety, and also go to the heart of improving the service and the effectiveness and efficiency and a return on investment and build better trust in our government institutions. I thank you for the opportunity to be here today, and would enjoy entertaining your questions.